If you collect the S.H.Figuarts Dragon Ball Z line, you know that Tamashii Nations is on a barrage of Goku releases this year alone. Not only just every single year, but this year alone, we're getting back to back to back Gokus with our brand new body mold that we've been introduced for Goku here. The 4.0 body mold is what we're all dubbing it. It first got introduced with Cell Games Begin Goku. Then we saw it with our kind-hearted Saiyan Goku, which is our base form Goku. And now we have Super Saiyan God Son Goku. God Aura is the subtitle on this release. We still have Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku coming out, which is the blue hair transformation with the 4.0 body mold. Again, part of this quote-unquote barrage of Goku releases that we're getting just back to back to back. That should be coming very soon. And they're all sporting the brand new molds. So we're going to look at them for what they are, for what they come with, and see if it's worth the upgrade. This is another budget-friendly release, meaning it's going to retail for $34.99 to $38 range. Around the $40 shipped mark is what you're going to see this figure at. At least we are getting them at a very nice price. They're not web exclusives, and it's optional. At the end of the day, if you don't want another Goku, don't grab another Goku. But hey, if you think this one's better than the previous one, it's not going to cost you $80 or $100 like web exclusives cost you. So at least there's that. So I personally love the new 4.0 body molds that we're getting for Goku so far. And for Vegeta, we did get a Vegeta with the Dangerous Pride release. I think they're all looking really good. They feel really good. Aside from a few minor hiccups, like, for example, the stiff arm on the kind-hearted Saiyan Goku, and of course, the little loose overlay shirt gi that we have on Goku, where you see the shoulder straps are kind of elevated sometimes when you pose them. That's probably the only issue with this new mold. Aside from that, the sculpt and the aesthetic, it looks really good. I mean, I really love this mold right here in particular with the lean, muscular build. Like, this is our Super Saiyan God Goku build. Like this, he was very lean but muscular, not overly buff, not overly huge. And I think they captured it very good with this release here. So, out of the box, he comes with a pair of fists applied, as well as a stoic neutral faceplate and his regular normal hair. He does come with two hair pieces. Boy, it does sure smell like the Vietnam factory here with this little paint chip right out of the box, right on the kanji sign. Man, this is a bummer. I hope this is not a widespread issue with multiple releases, but it's almost exhausting at this point. It's always something, it feels like, whether kind-hearted Saiyan having an arm that was too stiff and it would pop off, and now we have this one which does not have stiff arms. I'm going to get to that in a second. It feels great. Everything is good joint-wise, but there's got to be something, right? In my case now, there is a paint chip on the kanji logo on the front of his shirt, and there's no way around this. I can't just repaint that. So I don't know what I'll do with this. Maybe I'll try to reach out and see if they can kind of give me a replacement. I don't know if that's even going to happen, but this is unfortunate. Now, it is worth noting that the kanji on the back is perfect. No issues here. So hopefully this is just a case-by-case scenario and it's just my figure and doesn't affect everybody else. So what's really cool to see here is that they did apply a very nice airbrush to the front of his legs. So they don't typically do this too often, but when they do shade their figures, it just makes it that much better. So whether it's black shading or whether it's an airbrush like this, to give it more detail, I'm always all for it. Now, it's only on the legs. Everywhere else, it is non-existent. So on the back side, it's not there. On the front of his shirt, it's not there either, or on the back of his shirt either. So it's just the front of the legs. Just a little subtle detail, which I do appreciate them adding. Just wish they did it more often. Now, alternatively, he has 3 extra face plates here with a nice looking to the side smirk faceplate, and then we get our typical angry or powering up faces, which are absolutely necessary, of course, with any Dragon Ball Z release. But these are very new and very nice. I like the expressions here, especially the yelling face. But a look at each of them, they all look phenomenal. I really think they are pulling off some of the best work when it comes to face expressions nowadays, and I'm all for it. I hope they keep it up and keep giving us this type of quality of animated looks, basically, when it comes to their expressions. We also do get an alternate windswept hair, which is something they've been implementing with a lot of their recent releases, such as Dangerous Pride Vegeta, Kind-Hearted Saiyan Goku. They all came with their windswept hair pieces, so you could display in alternate ways. Now, here are his optional hand parts that he comes with. We have our open blasting hands or grabbing hands, instant transmission hands, as well as our martial arts posed hands, which are pretty much your standard hand gestures when it comes to Goku. So everything here is included. This makes it a total of 5 pairs of hands with this release. Now, if you have the Cell games Begin Goku and Kind-Hearted Saiyan Goku, basically 4.0 Gokus, the articulation system is pretty much similar here, and even the hinge on the back of the head is the new location there, which is literally the back of the hair piece right here. And a lot of people dislike this. I'm not a fan of it. You have to basically take the whole face apart to apply the head there because it just doesn't snap in as it would if it was on the top. Just a minor gripe, nothing too huge. I don't know what they're trying to do with that, what their intention is, but I guess it just gives the figure more movement in the head. Not sure, but it does expose the ball joint on the back of the head, so that's something that I don't like seeing. So with that, his head will move all the way up and it will move all the way down, like literally all the way down, which is great. And then we have head tilting, which is very great. As you see here, it's a good range of motion overall. And I think a lot of it has to be contributed to that ball joint being on the back of the head or the back of the hair. The neck is also contributing to that because it is on a separate joint there, so it does move around on that ball joint. These are the brand new arms here, the dynamic posing arms. So this release has no issues, so no tight joints. They go up just fine, does not pop off easily like my previous Goku did. So it's good to see. And again, the dynamic range of these arms, so he can clap his hands, hug somebody, extend out like so. And you see there's a little bit of a gap, yeah, but they did try their best to hide the gap along with like a little separate sculpted sleeve in there, which I do like that quite a bit. And I do love their new sleeve system now where it has pretty much an overlay on the shoulder. So it just looks like he's wearing clothes, to be honest with you. It's not just sculpted onto the plastic. I love how the arms rest to the side of the body there. That's kind of his pose when he's just relaxed in this form. So I like that you can capture that look right there. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, wrist ball joint, typical articulation points for our S.H.Figuarts is all here. We have the torso crunching back, crunching forward. Does expose the gap though. I did point this out on the Kind-Hearted Saiyan release as well. It's there. It's an action figure. I mean, I think most figures do this. So this isn't the worst I've seen. We do get a twist there and a tilt at that torso. It's basically a ball joint. And again, just to point out, the overlay shirt here is an ongoing debate among the community, and a lot of people hate it. A lot of people don't mind it. It does get ugly sometimes when it pops up like this. That is not cool to see. I almost prefer the sculpted version, so you don't see that kind of popping up. But in a lot of scenarios, if you pull it down and pose them correctly, you won't really tell the difference. But I wonder if they're gonna stick with this, 5, 10 years from now, if they're gonna keep going with that. I don't think so, but we'll see. Only time will tell there. Waist swivel, of course. We have the legs going forward. Now the groin pant area too is made of the same material as that overlay on the shirt, so it's very pliable. So you can kind of see a bend there. And that's cool because you can literally get him in crazy dynamic posing. It does not get hindered in any shape or form. It kind of just bends with it. So that's cool to see. The split goes about this far here. We have our brand new knees, of course. Oh, there's a thigh swivel. Almost forgot that. But there is our brand new knees right there. Bends more than a 90-degree bend. There is this weird hinge on the boot. I think it just adds some just more range to kicking and just other poses. There's a swivel at that shin. There is an ankle hinge, a swivel at that ankle, a rocker, and then a toe hinge at the foot. Sculpted bottom of the feet, bottom of the boots, which is always welcomed. So I do like that. Standing next to the kind-hearted Saiyan base form Goku release, here we have the two, and you can see the difference in body type and what I was referring to earlier. And you can see here the sculpts are entirely different when it comes to almost every aspect of these two figures. They are not just a repaint or a repurposed body. So they did mold an entirely different mold here just for these two forms of Goku. Our Cell Games Begin Goku, Super Saiyan Goku figure, possibly one of the best Goku figures of all time. Honestly, this figure is fantastic, and he is sporting the 4.0 body mold here, and it's as good as it gets. So I do love this body mode. I love the new. This is definitely capturing the look even more accurately than ever before, and just to compare it next to other 4.0 bodies and just admiring what we have now compared to what we started with over 10 years ago of this line. So here's the prime comparison that we're going to be making here. This is the previously released original Super Saiyan God Goku figure, and this is on the older 3.0 body. And as you can see, it is showing its age. It is a pretty big difference between the two. And at the time, just like I feel like I always say this with almost every updated figure review I do, but it is the case. It's like at the time of the original release, it's like I felt like this was the best of the best. It's just how I feel right now about this new version. And all of a sudden, something comes out, an updated version comes out that you never asked for, and it ends up just making the original one just looks not necessarily so bad, but not good. So Tamashi did go ahead and re-release that original Super Saiyan God Goku with a little bit of a different paint deco, and here it is. And it's the same figure, basically, that I just showed you of the original, just a different contrast and paint color, but overall the same sculpt and everything else. Same goes for the event exclusive with the translucent hair. So yes, this is another Goku that no one ever asked for, just like all of these Gokus were Gokus that we did not ask for. Nobody asked for these to be re-released and remade, but here we are, and they are the best of the best. You know, it's just that scenario where nobody asked for this, but it's actually epic, and that's what this is. In my opinion, this is the definitive version of Super Saiyan God. Goku, just like base form, is now the kind-hearted Saiyan release is the definitive version, in my opinion. Just like Cell Games Begin is the definitive Super Saiyan Goku. So I can only imagine that Super Saiyan God Blue Goku is going to be the definitive version of that form. So at this rate, where do we go from here? Do we just remake everything to this new style because it's just gonna be better? Anyways, with that said, I like the figure. I think it came out great. It looks good. It feels good. Aside from my paint chip, unfortunately, they got to get it together. This is unexcusable. There's no excuse for that. I mean, stop with the quality control issues. Like if it's not a paint chip, it's an arm popping off. It's a joint that won't bend. There's always something. As always, I appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned for more, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.